This video is more of a note to self type video so that I do not forget some insanely fucked up ideas that I've had for possibly a book or a movie, or maybe to get to somebody else who hears them, who is writing a book or a movie and can use these ideas. They are mine personally, so anybody watching this video, if you don't want to hear some realistic fucked up ideas, then I guess you can stop watching now. For those people of which who did continue watching, I'll get to my first idea, and that is, I guess I would call it the water park idea. This would be done on those long, thin blue tubes that are about this big around, that you go racing down at between 30 and 40 miles an hour, and for whatever reason you see someone in line up there that you have a serious gripe with, so you just happen to be able to have access to a power drill, a cordless power drill. All you would need is that and two 2.5 inch long deck screws, and go underneath of the middle of the slide. And the plastic's this thick, roughly, so the plastic would hold the screws in place. They wouldn't move. And put in 2 screws at a 45-degree angle facing the top of the slide, so that way when they come down, there's about this much screw, and this is the slide right here. So if it were to go like this, it'd be an angle like that, but it'd be facing upwards because the slide goes like this. They come down, there's 2 screws about an inch away from each other. Probably stomp the person completely after digging 2 really huge troughs in their back, possibly in their spine. Okay, that idea out of the way. Next one would be at a skiing resort, and this would take place where on the ski lifts you can see the wire going around that huge wheel. It's exposed, like you can see it at the bottom and at the top of the lift. There's a wire that goes around that wheel, and just for the fuck of it, even though you don't have any beef with anyone in particular on the ski lift, you walk up with a 6x6 board, or a log, a tree log, like you're about to do the Scottish log heaving, but you're not walking up to do no fucking log heaving. You're walking up with the log to put it in front of the wire right before the wire goes around the wheel, and of course the wire would catch the log, and now the log would be going around the wheel for maybe a quarter of a rotation before the wire went out onto the log like this, and then forced the log to go like that against the middle, and then the wire would come down to like right there around the middle of the ski lift, and then everyone on the lifts would drop anywhere between an estimated 3 and 5 feet, just really fast. A lot of them would probably fall off. And then of course you'd just see a bunch of scenes of people. It'd show like people falling down like this, and then one person like falling like 40 feet, and then it would show another scene of some guy who had his feet up. It was just him, and he goes like and spins off to the ground, like somewhere over the ground where there's like 80 feet. I've actually been on some ski lifts where there's like between 60 and 80 feet. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Very simple, very, yeah, these things would be very simple and very and quite realistic. The next one is a bit more complex, and it involves two people. Let's see how much time I'm talking. Okay, cool. One person would be out at the back with a welding iron, welding because the doors that in movie theaters are made out of steel. So he's back there welding the exit door shut from the outside. And then right when he finishes welding the door shut, there's a guy holding the exit door, the emergency exit door open for him. And there's two of those plywood housing units. Surely anyone who's ever been to a bee farm has seen these, with Japanese hornets in them. One of the biggest, meanest wasps of them all. And they each wheel in a case of Japanese hornets into a movie theater full of people, shaking them up and like pissing them off right before wheeling them in there, and then kicking them over really fast, both of them at the same time, hauling ass out of there. And then the doors, the movie theater doors, at least at the one I'm talking about, are made out of wood. And there's a metal pole right here, but they shut into a wooden frame up here. The other two people, quickly, they each have a cordless drill. Once again, the brilliant cordless drill to the rescue. And they drill the wood, and that's thick like cedar that those doors are. They drill 4 screws in each door so that the doors can't open. And then everyone in the theater both can't get out the exit and they can't get out the entryway door. And then of course a hidden camera in there that can see in the dark would be the scene, and it'd just be like people just getting the fuck stung out of them by bees or wasps or hornets in the movie theater. Okay, and then another one was pretty much you would need a hot air balloon, know where a parade is going on, preferably at night. Actually, it would work a lot better at night. And some pineapple grenades, some pipe bombs, and Molotov cocktails with Carlo Rossi bottles. They're the 5-quart bottles, because most Molotov cocktails, you know, the familiar ones that are 12-ounce beer bottles. But this 5 quarts is like, I think even more than 10 times the contents of your typical Molotov. So just one of these things would cause a huge fire, and person in the hot air balloon goes flying up maybe 200 feet above the parade, parallel flight with that parade. And you know, they have the socks. These would just be socks soaked in gasoline, and then they light them all 4 of them at the same time, and then they hold them up like this, throws one really quick, and then holds them up like this, and then throws another one, but farther. So each of the ways that the person threw these cocktails would land in 4 completely different areas. And of course, at parades, they walk on asphalt, a hard but certain surface to break open a glass bottle. So now you have fire burning everywhere with a dense pack of people walking in. And then that's, of course, when you toss over the pineapple grenades. You can throw those really far to more unaffected places more unaffected places in the crowd, unaffected by the fire, the original throws, and the pipe bombs the same way. And then it would really help if you also just so happen to have an MG42 up there ready to go. So that'd be a good like ending scene. Like, of course, you know, they shoot him down, the police helicopters, and that'd be the end of the movie. That's how the person that does these fucked up things would go out. Another one on a smaller scale was someone begging for their job, and the person, they're like, well, there is something I can do for you to keep your job. And it's something I've always wanted to do, and it's in an office, your typical cubicle job, where they have their names written down on either trapezoid shaped or triangular shaped pieces of wood. And they're like, okay, kneel in front of my desk, and they aim the piece of wood, their name tag like this, and their forehead is right here, maybe 2 feet away from the edge of, and then they go and grab a baseball bat, and they baseball bat the other end of their name tag, and it hits the person right in the forehead at a really high speed. Actually, it would be better if it hit them in the nose, breaks their nose, knocks them unconscious. I've always just wanted to see that be a scene in a movie. Someone baseball batting one of those name tags right into somebody's face because they begged for their job back. So yeah, there's more, but I have to have videos under 15 minutes or I can't put them up.